What is up, Ascenders? The message I have for you all today is this. Feel in to the world that you wish to create. And feel in to the expression of yourself that you wish to be. Everything stems from how you feel and what you're feeling. Creation, expression, what you're putting out into this world is all rooted in where you shift yourself to feel. What it is you shift yourself to feel. It's in that feeling that we project into this world what we eventually create, what we see before our eyes, as well as just our day-to-day behavior. One of the sayings that I'm constantly coming back to is your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. When you truly understand this, you truly understand what this means, you become a master of manifestation, because this is the foundation of creating anything that you wish to create and being that person that you wish to be. Recognizing that it all begins with an internal shift in being. So, in this community, in the spiritual community, there's a lot of talk about things like creating a new earth, right? Shifting to 5D, and that's an amazing intention to contribute to our movement towards a better, brighter, more loving, unified world. That's what I'm about, and that's what I hope all of you are about as well. Because the more of us that tune into this desire to create this world and be a part of this world, the more we move towards that experience. But more truly than moving towards that experience, which is kind of the point I'm about to make, is it's not so much about moving towards something that we don't have as it is about tuning into what it is we wish to have. What I mean by this is, if we wish to live in a new earth, if we wish to live in a more vibrant and loving world, we have to see that world. We have to believe that world to be now. We have to believe this to be in the now. And it is in the belief that right here, right now, we have this, that we create this world. And this is what I mean by tuning in to the world that you wish to create. If we wish to live in a more loving world, we must see a more loving world. And the more of us that perceives of this world that we wish to create, collectively, we make that decision to live in that world. Because of course, that is only a matter of perception. It can only be a matter of perception. And so this is happening on a collective scale, right? Again, the more people that are tuning into this feeling of being surrounded by, connected to unity, then that's what's going to fuel our creation of that. And so that's what's happening on that collective scale. We're collectively making that decision. Now, on an individual level, it's the very, very same thing. We are, I think, as I mentioned in one of my more recent videos, tuning into the experience we wish to be in. We are choosing to tune into a specific experience, whether we're doing that consciously or unconsciously. Now, it is well within your power to do so consciously, meaning you can choose what experience you wish to tune in, and then it is within your capacity, your ability to create that, to tune into that. Or what I think, unfortunately, most people are currently in the midst of is unconsciously tuning into their now experience, the experience that they are in this now moment. They are on some level still making that choice to be in that experience. But it might be happening on a more conscious level. And that's why this idea of higher consciousness is so powerful. Because the more conscious you become, the more aware you become of your potential and your power to create. And again, I think that the first step in all of this is that recognition, that realization that it's what's happening in here, what's going on in here, and that's the root of the experience that we create for ourselves. Tune in to the world you wish to create. Tune in to the expression of self you wish to be. Now the second part of that message there, in order to be the person you wish to be, you must believe that you already are that person. Again, your beliefs is, this is one of the same with the point that your beliefs is what feeds into the reality that you create for yourself. So you are only as capable as you believe yourself to be. You are only as powerful as you believe yourself to be. And you are the person that you believe yourself to be. You directly and instantly become the expression of self that fits within your belief system of who am I? This is who I am. This is what I'm capable of. This is what I am setting out to do and capable of doing, and I'm in the midst of doing. Those beliefs are what you expand into. And so we all have this ideal image of our highest expression of self, and that's coming through our higher self. Our higher self is guiding us into being the highest expression of ourselves that we can be, and in that inner knowing, we connect to that guidance to be that highest expression of self. Now, we may not always feel like we are aligning with that expression of self. We might not feel like we're always being our best self. And I think what can happen in these cases is we keep ourselves stuck in a place of not being the best version of me, because we end up being hard on ourselves about failing to live up to these standards we have for ourselves. Now, having high standards has its place, because if that pushes you and motivates you to be a better you, then of course that can be a positive thing. But if we look towards those standards and start to feel down on ourselves, and that widens the gap between, or mentally in our minds, we start to widen the gap between where we think we are and where we want to be, and who we think we are and who we want to be, and we start to believe that we are not that person we wish to be, the wider that gap becomes, the less great we will feel. Because that, again, is that spiraling down into feeling like we're not living up to who the standards we have for ourselves and who we want to be in this world. And again, having those standards should be a motivating and encouraging thing, not a thing that brings us down because we're not feeling like we're yet that expression. Now, to wrap this point up, what I'm trying to get at here is that if you wish to be that expression of self, if you wish to be that higher you, that begins with feeling that you already are that higher you. You don't have to use your past actions to dictate and define who you believe yourself to be, which I think is what most people get caught up in. Because of past mistakes, they use that history, use that past, and in this moment are creating up ideas around who they think they are in this moment. And because that doesn't line up with the person they wish to be, then they end up not being that expression themselves. Right now, you are exactly who you believe yourself to be. You expand into your beliefs around self. So visualize that idea of what the highest expression of you looks like, and tune into feeling as though you already are that person, because the moment you do that, you become that person. Tune in to the world you wish to create, and tune in to the expression of self you wish to be. That's it for this video, Senders. Thank you for watching, and until the next time, keep ascending.